What I am seeing on gold, right? Price has already made a low and it started pushing all the way to the top, right? After it reached and made this high, it changed. It's sizable a bit. So for me, I'll execute on the 73% zone because it just highlights that, right? Or if you can be someone who welcome back to another YouTube video of Flare FX, where we make trading very simple. Like as you see on the title, this week we're doing 3 pairs, right? We have gold, we have GBP/USD, and we have Nasdaq, right? So stay tuned till the end. If you're not subscribed, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, guys. I post this type of content every single week with a bit of educational during the week as well, right? So let's just keep that going, but nonetheless, let's get into it. You guys already know how I like to do things. This is my Flare Trading Hub. This is where all my traders come and my community come, and we just share setups and really talk, right? Like I said, guys, end of August, I'll be giving away 2 spots to the guys who post the most setups and comment the most and help other people. 1 entry for setup posting, 2 points for helping another trader, right? Last month they got 3 winners were there, and they're already in the group making profits, guys. But nonetheless, we come to our Flare FX newsletter, right? We have 3 spots available for the special, right? There's 3 spots available, 4 have already been sold. This is my details if you want to contact me, or click the link in the bio to contact me, right? If you are interested, guys, these things sell out really quickly. I just updated this thing last week and already 4 spots have been sold. You guys finish it too quickly. All right, this is my TikTok FlareFX_. We're on 3,974 followers, steady growing, guys. I'm just doing this so you don't get scammed, guys. This is the only TikTok page I have, right? Likewise for Instagram as well. We on 1,293, going very hard. This is the place where I post a lot of my content as well, so make sure to follow this page. It's the only page I have, .fx_, flare.fx_, guys. Just make sure you don't get scammed. Right, so now I'm gonna bring back my drawings from last week so we can go over the trade that we were anticipating, right? Even last week's trade will be put over here if you guys want to check it out. I have a whole playlist, guys. Like if you really want to know how to trade, just watch that whole playlist and trust me, I'm gonna be putting you on, right? But now we were looking at gold on the 4-hour time frame, right? So now we saw that price already went all the way to the top, and we were anticipating it to get to this point, right? We even knew and we even saw that we are literally in the discounted zone, right? So I'm not surprised that gold already has pushed all the way to the top, because relatively we were at a zone where gold wanted to push, right? But for me, I was interested to see where gold was going to be reacting off of, right? We'll see on what is this GBP/USD, because that was a more cleaner setups, right? You could have really executed, but we were based off of this entry over here, which gold didn't do. It just kept on skyrocketing high and high, right? So now we'll remove this because we understand that we already came to the discounted zone and we've seen that price has pushed all the way to the top, right? This is the power of premium and discount, as I've shown you guys, right? So now zooming in, right, now we can see that this is a change of character, right? Because price has already started moving all the way to the top. So now for us, we understand that it's a time where we're supposed to be looking for buys, right? I could pull out the fib tool again, like for us to understand, or I mean like the Gantt box, right? And I heard a lot of you guys saying you wanna like more of my, what is this, my toolbox and stuff like that. This video will be posted with my trading view setups and everything else, like my whole tools, how to change your colors to be mine, right? So the link, not the link, but the video will be posted at the same time. So after this one, you could go watch that one. But nonetheless, check this out. We already see it's a reaction because we're at the equilibrium of this whole range, right? So I'll remove this point over here, right? So now this is where we're focusing on gold right now, right? Relatively within this zone over here, we can see all of the way to the top over here. These are imbalances, right? This is from my indicator as well. I did add it in the video as well, so if you want to check out this indicator as well, you can check it out, right? But we do have an imbalance over here, right? I think this is the most prevalent one. Why am I saying this? Because look, even if I take the Fibonacci, right, and pull it all the way to the top, bingo bango, already you can see it highlights the zone, right? Now when we go over to the 2-hour time frame, this is where things get a bit more cleaner, right? As you already can see, I'll remove this because we understand that the equilibrium, right? Price has already started selling off, respected that equilibrium, and starts pushing all the way to the top, which is like, it's okay from gold, understanding the way it moves, right? So now, with what I've seen with the trade that we just took, or we didn't take on the 4-hour time frame, seeing how it didn't come and respect the 73%, right? And I don't expect gold, like gold is not like the currencies, it doesn't really like to come back so deep, right? So now I'm thinking we highlight this what do you call this imbalance as well, right? So we remove this as well, We highlight this imbalance too because we've seen gold likes to also respect this and also the auto block as well, right? Then we come into our GAN box, right? Then we just execute halfway, right? But executing halfway just highlights the OB. So now there's two ways you could take this, right? I can say you can execute 4 hour on the 2 hour time frame, entry over here all the way to the top over here, stop loss just below the low for a nice 1:3, right? I'll even put the like that, right? So this is what I am seeing on gold. I'll just fix it up really clean, really clean. Yes. So this is what I am seeing on gold, right? Price has already made a low and it started pushing all the way to the top, right? After it made this high, it changed character, right? So what does price mean when price changed character? It means that there's a trend reversal. Price wants to change character or reverse, right? So now we've seen that and now we want to leverage on that, right? So now I further marked out this imbalance over here and this auto block over here. Both of these zones are very key. So to take one of the other is okay. It depends on how much you have in your account and how much you're willing to risk, right? But with this instance, taking it like this, it's a 1:3, even more than 1:3, right? As you can clearly see, you could take this setup. We are hoping for price to come in to tap into the zone over here, respect that, and start pushing all the way to the top over there, right? Sorry for the noise in the background, but that's what I am seeing. So I'll run it back one more time for the guys who are a bit confused. We are seeing that with gold, we have a low over here that it has made and price has pushed all the way to the top, right? Further breaking this high over here, causing this change of character. What does change of character mean? It means price wants to reverse. So already in our heads, we understand that, okay, this high has been printed and price is already starting to move lows, right? And it's breaking lows, telling us that it wants to retrace, right? Our mindset is now, we understand that price has changed character. We want to be buying this thing, right? Now, I've highlighted this zone over here, which has an imbalance nicely, and an order block. This is on the what? On the 2 hour time frame, right? Now, we will patiently waiting for gold to come into our order block, respect it, also filling out this imbalance that we have over here, and then further pushing all the way to the top for a clean 1:3 risk to reward ratio trade, right? Risk wisely, guys. This is a proper setup. You don't want to be risking too much because it is gold and the size of the stop loss is pretty big, but there is money to be made with this currency, right? It's really nice to see that there are opportunities, especially after NFP, because when you trade these pairs, especially after NFP, it becomes so difficult to kind of navigate where the market wants to go, right? But nonetheless, that is gold. Let's move over to GBP USD. All right, so this is GBP USD, one of my favorite currency pairs, guys. You guys already know I love this thing too much, right? So now looking at GBP USD, we have officially changed character over here, right? This was a long time ago, but I do want to allow the guys who are new to kind of understand what we're looking at, right? So now, as you can clearly see, now this low and this high was the range we were playing in, right? Boom and boom, right? Clean cut finish. So now, since we understood the range, we kind of anticipated that price was going to sell off, right? So now we bring out our GAN box to see where premium and discount pricing is. Boom, all the way to the top over here. Clean cut finish. So we knew this is not a place, this is a place we want to be selling, this is a place where we want to be buying, right? So now long-term buys, right? I did take this trade. I would pull a screenshot over here, right? It was on a small account because I knew NFP was coming up and I didn't want to risk like too much. I think I made like what, like $7. It wasn't too much, guys, but I saw one of the comments saying like whenever I do trade like these types of setups, like even if it's small amounts, right, just to show you guys, right, I just closed. It was just a minor push all the way to the top because I am trying to like grow this small account to a big size, right? Because I am testing my skill because I'm so used to trading like the bigger ones. So now going to the smaller ones is a bit tricky, and you have to get your entries to the T, right? So I will show you how I executed this on, I think it was like a $20 account, even to show you that even with on a daily time frame, you could use these fair value gaps and these order blocks that I'm gonna show you and really execute off of it, right? So now we knew that, okay, cool, price is in a premium and it's selling off. This is the discounted zone, right? Where do we want to be buying on the discounted zone? This is on the 73%, right? Like I said, everything will be on the video that's going to be posted on the same time with this one, right? It's going to be showing you all the things that I look for, all the tools that I use, right? So already, you can already see this is a nice zone. It also hugs this zone over here, right? Boom, clean cut finish, right? So we'll move everything because we kind of understand that we've just tapped into the 73% zone, the extreme zone. This hugs the fair value gap as well, or the imbalance, right? And it is on the daily time frame. So for me, with that mindset, I'm like, okay, cool, like already on the daily time frame, I don't even need to move to the 4 hour to the 2 hour. I already saw that, okay, but like in general, I can already see that what I see here is already good, and I want to execute based off of this, right? Because now when I try to refine everything, it is gonna make things a bit cluttered, as you can already see over here, right? On the daily time frame, I've already seen enough. I'm like, okay, cool, this is the perspective I want to go for, right? But I'm like, this is too big, especially for the accounts I'm trading, right? Even if I can drop my leverage, like, it is a bit too much, right? So I was like, okay, cool, I'll highlight half of this, right? Because I know it's on the daily time frame, and there's a lot of fundamentals coming up, right? And then I executed based off of what? This zone over here. Boom, clean cut finish, right? And then take profit. I closed really early because I did risk a little bit too much on this one, but price did push all the way to the top, right? This one, I could have actually held this one all the way to the top over here, right? But the thing is, I was trading on Xness. Xness is the broker that I use for very small accounts because of like the micro accounts, right? But they close you out when, like, before like the fundamental events come, right? A full video will be coming as well on the different types of brokers, guys, because I understand you guys have been hitting me up like, no, Mr. Flair, like, these brokers be killing us. What are you suggesting? So I'll record a video on that. If you guys want that video, comment broker on the comment below. You guys commented, found it on the last one, and I did that, right? So now, as you already can see, our price did respect the zone, and then it's probably gonna push all the way to the top. If we go to the 1 hour time frame, maybe we can see like if there is any change of character. But for now, we can see that, okay, this price respected the zone and just pushed all the way to the top because of NFP, right? But for me personally, I would want to see price retracing to fill this out because of NFP, just gonna balance price out, right? So something similar to this, seeing price come in to fill out that whole zone, right? There is even an imbalance over here, if you guys can see it as well, like relative over here, right? As you can clearly see. So this auto block could be a very good one, right, to trade off of. Clean cut finish. I'll remove this setup thingy so we can all get like an understanding of what we're looking at, right? And I'll delete this, and then I'll move this to the far left, right? Because this is what we're paying attention to now, right? So what we can see is maybe price coming in to fill out this imbalance, filling out that one. Maybe we could tap in over here, because don't forget, guys, we're still in the extreme zone. Like, even if price does decide to come and retrace all the way to the far bottom, like, we still can see ourselves pushing all the way to the top, right? And also, I reckon maybe it's at the equilibrium. I just want to see if we are coming back. Yeah, because you can already see it's a reaction, guys. It makes sense for GBP to be bouncing off of the zone because it is the equilibrium, right? So now we wait for it, and then we could probably just swing it all the way to the top. If we want to be extra cautious, we could even put our stop loss just below this imbalance. It's not necessary, but just to be involved in this trade and really hold it long term, I think this is pretty cool. This is like a 1:5. You'll be catching, let's see how many pips you're going to be getting from this one, because it is a lot. Close to 317, and then that's a 58 pip stop loss. That's not too bad, guys. 58 pip stop loss for 300 pips. You just have to be patient, let it hold it all the way to the top. Pretty cool, clean cut finish, guys. But that is Nasdaq on the 4-hour time frame. Oh no, not Nasdaq, GBP right? I'll explain it one more time, just briefly for the guys who don't understand. So on the daily time frame, this is GBP on the daily time frame. We have a high and we have a low. Price pushed all the way to the top, nice and impulsive, right? And it broke the structure. So we already knew that, okay, cool, since price is at the top, it's going to retrace. Where are we going to be buying, right? This is where my Fibonacci retracement tool comes in. Clean cut finish, we executed on the bottom and all the way to the top. It highlights this 73% zone, right? This 73% zone also hugs this fair value gap over here, or this imbalance, right? Price came over here, tapped in, and we got a reaction from when? From NFP, right? Now, when we go over to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that, okay, cool, Nasdaq has left a whole imbalance on the 4-hour time frame, as we can clearly see over here, right? Now, we've highlighted an order block on the 1-hour time frame to clearly help us execute at the most premium prices we can possibly get, right? Now, our stop loss is a bit sizable, but this is because we want to be involved in this long-term trade, right? There is a possibility that Nasdaq could keep on selling, but now after we just respected this 73% zone and we just bounced off of this equilibrium, I am anticipating price to come tap in and then further push all the way to the top, right? That is GBP for this week. Let's move over to Nasdaq. All right. So this is Nasdaq on the daily time frame, right? So with what I'm seeing already is that with Nasdaq, we haven't even okay, let me start this thing all over in the beginning for the new guys as well, right? I'm so used to just explaining these things, the setups, to my clients because they understand the whole entire strategy, right? But nonetheless, what I do want to break down is that, check this out. This is the range we're playing in. We have a low over here and we have a high over here. This is Nasdaq's all-time high right now, right? And we can already see that price did break structure over here. Clean cut finish, a nice break of structure all the way to the upside, right? We have a huge momentum all the way to the top. This is on the daily time frame, mind you guys, right? Now look at the beauty. We understand that there's an imbalance over here, there's an imbalance over here, right? And the main reason, like, a lot of the guys have been confused about like what fair value gaps or imbalances are, right? These things are basically magnets for price, right, to come back and fill out, right? So whenever you see an imbalance, just understand that you could use this as a point of reference to place your TPs or further increase your stop losses, so you can allow price to fill out the imbalance if it needs to, or retrace, or push all the way to your take profit, right? I hope you do get what I mean. But now, like I said, we highlight the low and the high, so we understand what range we're playing in. Then I come and I pull out my Gann box, right? Gann box just highlights where we are in terms of pricing. Is price too expensive? Is price too at a discounted price so we can buy it? Or is it at a premium price where we can sell it, right? And at this point, we just came from the premium price coming into the discounted price, right? This is a zone where we would want to be buying Nasdaq, right? But now, for me, I would want to be buying it where it needs to be filling out an imbalance, right? As you can already see on the daily time frame, this is a place where we would want to be buying price, right? So I will highlight the zone, right? Boom. I'll just highlight the zone over here, right? And then I'll pull out my Fibonacci retracement tool to kind of help us show if it's at its extreme point, right? Boom, all the way to the top. There you go, clean cut finish. This is so nice, right? Now there's a setup that I missed because of NFP, right, which I will break down, but I want to show you guys the overall setup for the week upcoming that I am anticipating, right? So you can already see that there's imbalances on the daily time frame. If you're finding these things on the higher time frame, like, what do they say? If the higher the time frame, the higher the signal, or the stronger the signal, right? The higher the time frame or the bigger the time frame, the stronger the signal, right? So now with this situation, we're already on the daily time frame and we already can see the things that we would like to see. It's nice imbalances. We even have a nice auto block as well over here, right? So for us, we'll just execute based off of this one because we understand it just wants to fill this out. Our stop loss would probably be a bit sizable a bit. So for me, I'll execute on the 73% zone because it just highlights that, right? Or if you can be someone who's really picky, you could just execute based off of that, right? Depends, it's all up to you, right? And then stop loss, I'll go over to the 4-hour time frame. So let me just remove all of this because we already know what we're looking at, right? I'll go over to the 4-hour time frame just to make things look a little bit cleaner. Yeah, on the 4-hour time frame, we can already see maybe we could even do this, because I wanted to highlight the low of the candle on the 4-hour time frame, but it doesn't look too clean, right? So what is safe right now is highlighting this zone over here and giving it a bit of room to breathe, right? Whether you're executing off the 73% zone or this zone in and of its own, allowing it to really breathe a bit and then take profit all the way to the top over here. Look at the beauty of this as well. There is an imbalance that's waiting to be filled out over here. So this could be a reference in terms of like take profit, right? So this is, we could even write it out, a long-term TP. Oh no, it wasn't writing. Yeah, perfection. We'll just place it like that. That's a long-term TP, right? So we understand that even if we miss this entry over here, we understand that we can still catch many buys to get to this point over here. That's you, like, look at folks like a game. It's like, okay, cool. If I miss here, I have so many opportunities to buy to get to this long-term TP, right? And which will happen. Nasdaq is on its all-time highs, guys. It probably wants to keep on pumping and pumping. So just be patient. As you can already see over here, price did come in and fill out this imbalance over here. Even if I could highlight it, like, you see what I'm talking about, guys? That's a nice zone over there. And the thing is with me, guys, I've made so many mistakes in this thing. If you watch my content, that whole playlist, trust me, like, that's literally 3 years of experience all jumbled up into those 50 something videos, guys. Like, you'll be on another level, trust me. Just take the time to watch maybe one a day. It helps a lot, especially when you're exposed to this and you see my journey and you understand, okay, cool, he changed this, he started using this, he started using that, right? It makes things easier for you, right? So yeah, we'll execute that. But the thing is, what I'm so touched about is because after I took the GBP USD trade in the morning, right, I told myself that I wouldn't trade NFP because obviously with the way NFP happened the last time, it was really tricky, right? So for me at that time, what I did see was I highlighted this high over here, right, with the Fibonacci retracement tool, because I was planning on selling this thing because I knew we were still pushing all the way to the downside, right? So at that time we had this high over here and this low over here, right? clean cut finish. And also what I did see was that there was an imbalance. Can you see that these imbalances? I knew price was gonna fill it out. Is what I'm saying, guys. Like nice imbalance, price comes and fills it out. And I saw this one as well, but I was like, executing on this is not a problem because I know Nasdaq is similar to gold, like it likes to work, right? So put your entry over here, put your stop loss over there. Take profit one would have been this, take profit two would have been that, right? With the sizable accounts, especially with Nasdaq, it is what it is. We didn't catch this trade, but for me, it just gives me that more like extra confirmation, extra satisfaction to know that, the strategy does work. And sometimes you miss an opportunity because you're not on the charts, or maybe you're just following your trading plan, right? And which I was personally, right? So I can't really beat myself up, but already this setup looks very similar. I wouldn't suggest counter trend trading because we're already in the discounted zone, like really approaching it. So sales wouldn't be very smart in terms of like counter trend trade. Just be patient enough for this one to come in, buy, and then as price pushes up, you can just scale in and scale in and scale in, guys. And that's the nice thing and the beautiful thing. And let's say maybe go with the 0.1 over here. The scaling is a 0.3. The next scaling is a 0.3 because you already understand price is just pushing in your direction. And even if you are in drawdown with those setups, this trade over here is going to equalize all the ones that you have over here. So your balance won't be a bit shaky. But nonetheless, guys, it's another week. Is yet another dollar. Remember, Discord. One entry for entry, and then 2 entries for helping another a client or another member in the team, right? And then you get your spots in this thing. But if you can't wait for that long, I do have the 350 special, guys. Make sure to check it out. These 3 spots left, guys. These things don't last, and that's why I do them all the time. I maybe might just go for it for 350, maybe for like the rest of the year, so we can grow the team as much as it is. I just want you guys to be involved in this journey of mine. But nonetheless, if you watch to the end, I do appreciate it. Let's keep it going. Yet another week, yet another dollar.